Manifesting your desires works better than hard work once you find the key. Most of us are taught to focus out there in the physical world. We're told that if you work hard and take action, if you're willing to sacrifice, you can reach your goals. That is true, but it isn't the whole truth. There's real science that shows you don't necessarily need hard work and sacrifice. Wayne Dyer knew this to be true, as indicated by his quote, "As you become the power of intention, you'll see your dreams being fulfilled almost magically, and you'll see yourself creating huge ripples in the energy fields of others by your presence and nothing more." End of quote. My own experiences have shown that what you need are these things. 1. A clearly defined intention. 2. A vision that represents it that you can observe in your mind. 3. Hunger to achieve it. 4. Emotional fuel, excitement, expectation. 5. Focused energy. 6. Inspired action. Those are mostly things you do on the inside, not necessarily through hard work. Those were the things I did every time something happened in a way that seemed miraculous and magical. Those are the times that the opportunities came to me, not the other way around. I did not have to go out looking for the opportunity. It has happened so often in my life that my favorite thing to do now is research. I look for scientific explanations, and I have found plenty. Along with that, I look for new ideas that I can use in my imagination, the place where it all begins. So even if something pops into my mind that seems a little wacky, I've learned not to blow it off without even giving it a thought. Here's an example where I'm glad I took inspired action. I've had an entrepreneurial spirit for as long as I can remember. I also love to help people, so when something comes along that ignites my passion, I jump in. I did that years ago with a product that truly changed people's lives. I got very involved, but then I got busy with another part of my life, and the inventory I had sat around for probably a year. I suddenly got the idea to see the materials shifting into waves of energy. Then the waves turned to physical particles that then became money for me. My intention was that the products would get into the hands of people they could really help. First comes the idea that you see in your mind's eye. Then you have to get the feeling right. Unlike sometimes, this time it came easy. I felt the vibration of money, the feeling of having that money in my hands, in my pocket, in my bank account. It was real, it was powerful, it was believable. When that happens, when you get lost in your imagination and get caught up in the feeling, so much so that you lose track of your physical orientation, it's as good as done. I knew in my heart that those products were sold. Within a very short time, I started getting calls, even some that had a magical feel to them. A man I'd never talked to before called me. He said that he had been in a local business where the owner was a customer of mine at one time. The owner told him to call me to see if I had any of the very products I was focused on selling. That was unusual. It had never happened before, to me anyway. A weird turn in a conversation at a doctor's appointment led me to mention the products I was selling. The doctor was looking for that product at the time, but also mentioned that he'd never paid full price for anything like that. But, he said, this time he wanted to pay full price. He felt that he was restricting his income by always looking for the best deal. He wanted to stop being so tight with his money in the hope that money would start flowing in a little easier. Who tells you something like that out of the blue? My intention and vision to sell those products somehow created an energetic connection with the right people. My heart and brain were invested in the process. My thinking, talking, analytical left brain, my right creative, visual brain, and my emotional heart were all working as a team. They were all focused on designing a new pattern for my future instead of looking back and running on tracks that had already been created. Those are the times I think of as actually manifesting a desire. It is an actual practice of creating the intention, visualizing it, creating the energy that would be felt if it really had happened, engaging all of your senses so it seems very real, and expecting it to happen. Most of all, you have to feel it. Don't get me wrong, I had to develop some skills, and you do too, and things don't always come that easy either, but sometimes they do. When it happens that way, it lets you know that what you did internally in your mind and with your feelings played a big part. When any part of that is missing and you can't seem to get it right, you work on strengthening that area. Work at it until it starts to seem so real that you discover that it is. That is the key, aligning all three areas. They must all reflect the thoughts, feelings, and images that have the same theme. That theme begins to be part of your consciousness, your awareness. It becomes part of the fabric of your being. Instead of a need to continue feeding information to your brain and heart, they become a part of you and automatically show up. You find that they are in your thoughts, conversations, imaginings, feelings without effort to put them there. That's the energy you are now feeding the universe, the field of energy that surrounds you. You are resonating a new vibration that didn't exist in your consciousness previously. It's now a part of who you are internally. Then, one way or another, your life changes and you find that what was once only in your imagination has become part of your physical reality. It can seem magical, mystical, and sometimes hard to wrap your mind around when it happens, but so often it does happen when you do the internal work of creating it in your brain and heart, mind, and emotions. That is how you use the framework of the triangle formula for success for manifesting your dreams. You work with both your analytical and your imaginative sides of your brain along with your emotional heart until you can think it, feel it, and see it into reality. This works whether the goal is for better health, improving finances, finding your true love, or losing weight. You have to pay attention to what you feel inside and think about because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It doesn't matter whether you're focused on things that cause you emotional or physical pain or health and happiness. Start paying attention and you will see just how much your beliefs, emotions, and how you see life does impact your life. The better you get at it, the more you need to pay attention to the negative thoughts you have and get rid of those. Your brain works with what it's fed, by you or someone else. I came by my experiences a little different than most people, I think. I spent so much time visualizing as a kid during some very difficult years that my ability strengthened without even really thinking about it. I would hide in the bushes at the front of our house and daydream my time away. I went into a fantasy land where life was good. I imagined riding my horses across the prairie or in the mountains. I got very good at being able to visualize things in my mind. By the time I started doing it on purpose, for a purpose, I already had the skills. As long as the passion and belief were there naturally, things happened easily. When things didn't come easily, I later added energy work, breathing techniques, and mindfulness training. Using techniques instead of fighting things with willpower can help you get rid of your fears and doubts. Then you can actually feel excited about what you're imagining. That is why I say that I came at things a little backwards. I already had plenty of experiences that showed how powerful the combination of mind and emotions is for manifesting desires. I didn't doubt that it was possible like so many people do. I find that most people who want to learn how to manifest have a deep down fear that it won't work for them. It's always working, but if you want to change what is coming into your world, you have to faithfully do the entire process correctly. The most important part of that is what I call the manifesting dance. You don't go in a straight line. You have to pay attention to what you are feeling deep down inside. When you notice some doubt, you don't go hell-bent forward. You don't try to force feelings that you don't have. Instead, you take a step back and use tools and techniques that get rid of those negative feelings. Then you can feel the excitement of the success that you're visualizing. You can get all you need to make it work by watching my free online presentation. It shows you how to use 3 new discoveries to attain fast success with your goals. You can also get the checklist that will help you remember what to do. Just go to masterytips.com.